Hey guys, Nathan Brendan Masters. If you're interested in starting a YouTube channel for fun and or profit, check out the YouTube Producer's Handbook 2nd edition. It's on Amazon right now in paperback and for Kindle. So if that's something you're interested in, check it out. If you want to be notified when Breakfast Club videos go up, remember to subscribe and click the bell.
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Hey guys, Nathan Brendan Masters, Breakfast Club Wednesdays. So I'm going to do a little drawing. This is actually a pen and ink drawing, so there's going to be no pencils here. Some of you may have seen this piece already, but for the rest of you, here it is. I've been experimenting with my drawing style lately, really trying to come up with something that I like, more so expanding on my older style, really trying to mature it and bring it away from the cartoon. Well, I can't say that. I want it to be kind of loose and have a little bit of that cartooniness to it, but just mature it a little bit. Something a little different than what I used to do. Now, this isn't a superhero style, and while at some point I do plan to do a superhero comic, this is really not the style for it. I've been working on this for, well, I guess since the beginning of the month, and making some decisions about what my next books are going to be like, what they're going to look like. I think I'm going to have more of an artistic tone and feel for those books. I'm going to try to do something completely different. Let me think, should I say completely different? I'm going to try to do something other than just the style that I've been working on. I do plan to do a manga book in the future, not the not so distant future, I should say, but I'm not planning on leaving the Epitaph universe behind, the Epitaph Bread and Salt universe. I do plan to continue with that, but right now I want to try something new. And at some point get to that superhero comic, because I do want to do a superhero comic. I'm not thinking about doing that anytime soon, because it's just not really, it's not something I'm feeling right now. It's something I want to do in the beginning, but now I have some other things I feel like I want to do and try some other stuff, particularly in the artistic realm. So that's something I'm doing now. I've always been amazed by artists who can change up their style. Most of the times, an artist will get set in their ways and say, this is my style, this is my look, this is how I want to do things. This is kind of my signature look. But there are other artists who they do books and their style looks completely different, and then they'll get on a superhero book or something like that and do a very serious kind of realistic style. And you're like, wow, that's a true artist right there. They can switch it up and make the kind of art necessary for the kind of project that they're working on. So especially if you're an artist doing work for hire, if you're working at one of the big companies, you're working at Marvel, DC, Image, any of those companies, and you're doing superhero art, and then you're switching back and doing, you're switching back and doing kind of an indie or a manga kind of thing. That really takes some talent to switch between those two styles and keep those multiple styles and keep them consistent on the book that you're working on. It's hard to kind of stay consistent with one style, but there are people out there with 2 or 3 and they remain consistent. And that's the kind of consistency that I'm working on right now. The ability to jump between styles and really maintain that style within the book that I'm working on. The book I'm currently working on is a Zombie Girl comic. It's the new Zombie Girl book. I plan to draw the whole thing and do some experimental stuff. So I'll be working with wash, as well as coloring pencils, Tombow markers, a lot of stuff in that. And that's before we get to the 100 Days of Drawing comics, which I plan on doing on my main channel. If I like the way the book turns out, this might be a style that I carry over to the Epitaph series in general, especially considering I really want to kind of create a situation where I'm self-sufficient as far as art goes, where I can do everything, that being the art, the coloring, the lettering. The art and the lettering I have down, the coloring I don't. So I'm going to have to create another process, kind of a new process that works for me. Not to mention upping the value of my original art, especially considering that a lot of my art doesn't have any backgrounds in it. So you just get the figures. I usually add the backgrounds when I get in post. So it's not art that you can really sell that well when you hit conventions and things like that. But if you have a nice piece of art, a nice piece of, just a really decent piece of art that someone wants to buy, you can actually make some good money from it, especially if you have some mixed media happening. Maybe some ink wash, some watercolors, color pencils, various things like that. Like I said, I'm going to see what I can do to really make this kind of, this whole style kind of jump off the page, and I'm going to work from there. So you guys take it easy. Nathan Brandon Masters. I'm going to get back to work. I actually have a review I have to do as well. So you guys take it easy. Hasta.